Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Sagar Badachi, Assistant Professor in Neurology. So today we will deal with a topic, injection lorazepam. We will know all the practical aspects of its usage in neurology. This talk is a part of program directed by my teacher, Dr. G.R.K. Sharma. The program name is TRAIN, Treatment Algorithms in Neurology. I thank Dr. G.R.K. Sharma for providing me an opportunity to present this topic. Introduction. Lorazepam is the most common drug used for initial management of acute seizures and status epilepticus. If used erroneously, there is heightened risk of causing significant patient harm. A number of safety issues and precautions are not well known to clinicians. The objective of today's topic is to thoroughly review all the clinically relevant information on use of lorazepam in acute seizure management. We'll deal the topic in following headings: handling of medication, administration, use, contraindications, adverse reactions, dosing in hepatic and renal dysfunction, dosing in special populations, use in pregnancy and breastfeeding, drug interactions, drug overdosage, and information to patients. Before going to the topic proper, we'll have some clinical case scenarios. Clinical case scenario number 1. A 25-year-old male patient presented to emergency department with acute seizures. While administering injection lorazepam, he complained of pain. With reassurance, injection was given. Later, the limb developed pallor and became cold. So the question is, what had happened during the administration of lorazepam? Clinical case scenario 2. A 70-year-old male patient following injection lorazepam for acute seizures developed increased talkativeness, aggressive behavior, and hallucinations. What had happened to elderly patient after administration of lorazepam? Clinical case scenario number 3. A premature newborn was given injection lorazepam for acute seizures in peripheral health center, following which he developed breathing difficulty, hypotension, bradycardia, hepatic and renal failure. What had the neonate developed after injection lorazepam? Coming to the lorazepam molecule, it is a benzodiazepine with chemical formula of 7-chloro-5-dihydro-3-hydroxybenzodiazepine. The molecular weight is 321.16. Coming to the pharmacokinetics of the drug, absorption, it is rapidly absorbed, peak concentration within 2 hours of IV injections and within 3 hours for IM injection. A 4 mg dose given IV will achieve an initial concentration of approximately 70 ng per ml. If given IM, initial concentration approximately of 48 nanogram per ml is reached. It is about 91% plasma protein bound. Unbound lorazepam penetrates the blood-brain barrier freely by passive diffusion. The volume of distribution is 1.3 liters per kg. It has a half-life of 12 to 18 hours. It is metabolized in liver and conjugated to the 3-O-phenolic glucuronide. Elimination is eliminated by the kidneys. Lorazepam glucuronide is an inactive metabolite. Coming to the mechanism of action, it binds to the GABA A receptor and facilitates the attachment of GABA to its binding site on the receptor. The inhibitory action of the endogenous GABA is magnified because benzodiazepines increase the occurrence of chloride channel openings. It is used as anti-anxiety sedative and for anticonvulsant effects. To note that for seizures, only IV route gives reliable blood levels. So this is most important. For seizures, only IV route gives reliable blood levels. Coming to how supplied. So each ml of sterile injection contains either 2 or 4 mg of lorazepam. Other than lorazepam, important components include polyethylene glycol in propylene glycol and benzyl alcohol as preservative. These are important as they are responsible for some adverse events. It should be noted that lorazepam is available in amber color glass to protect from sunlight. How to store? Protect from light. Unlike diazepam or midazolam, it should be stored in a refrigerator with temperature range of 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. It should not be frozen. How to dilute for IV administration? For IV administration, it should be diluted with saline or sterile water or 5% dextrose as 1:1 dilution. To dilute, the following procedure should be adhered. Slowly aspirate the desired volume of diluent. Do not exceed the volume of the drug. Do not add additional medication to the syringe. Pull back slightly on the plunger to provide additional mixing space. Immediately mix contents thoroughly by gently inverting syringe repeatedly until a homogeneous solution results. It should be noted that it should not be shaken vigorously as this will result in air entrapment. Coming to IM route, there is no need for dilution. It is not recommended route for treatment of seizures. Inspect before administration. The parental drug products should be inspected visually for particulate matter and discoloration prior to administration. Do not use if solution is discolored or contains a precipitate. How to administer lorazepam? IM dose should be injected deep in the muscle mass. The drug may be injected directly into a vein or into the tubing of an existing intravenous infusion. The rate of injection should not exceed 2 mg per minute. Care should be taken to determine any injection will not be intra-arterial and the perivascular extravasation will not take place. In the event that a patient complains of pain during intended IV injection, the injection should be stopped immediately. Inadvertent intra-arterial injection may produce arteriospasm resulting in gangrene, which may require amputation. Airway obstruction. Partial airway obstruction may occur when given even at recommended doses. So equipment necessary to maintain a patent airway and to support respiration and ventilation should be available. Severe anaphylaxis and anaphylactoid reaction have been reported with the use of lorazepam. Cases of angioedema involving the tongue, glottis, larynx have been reported in patients after taking the first or subsequent doses of benzodiazepines and can be fatal. Patients who develop angioedema after treatment with a benzodiazepine should not be re-challenged with the drug. Careful monitoring after administration is warranted. Coming to the use of lorazepam, the FDA has approved its use in status epilepticus and procedural anxiety. Off-label, it can be used as an agent for akathisia, alcohol withdrawal syndrome, catatonia, chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting, insomnia, intoxication, for cocaine, methamphetamine, neuroleptic malignant syndrome, opioid withdrawal, serotonin toxicity, and acute episodes of vertigo. Contraindications of lorazepam include myasthenia gravis, acute narrow-angle glaucoma, known hypersensitive to benzodiazepine or the vehicle, that is polyethylene glycol, propylene glycol, and benzyl alcohol. Use in premature infants and sleep apnea. Paradoxical reactions. It is characterized by anxiety, agitation, excitation, hostility, aggression, rage, sleep disturbances, insomnia, sexual arousal, hallucination. It is more common in the elderly and pediatric population. The paradoxical reactions, the mechanism for paradoxical reaction is unknown, but the predisposing factors for developing paradoxical reactions include genetic link, age more common in elderly and pediatric population, history of alcohol abuse, and psychiatric illness. So paradoxical reaction, if patient develops, the treatment includes discontinuing the offending drug and usage of non-GABA sedative drugs like opioids, haloperidol, and ketamine. Coming to use in patients with impaired renal and hepatic function. The liver is the most likely site of conjugation of lorazepam, and excretion of conjugated lorazepam is a renal function. In patients for whom prolonged therapy with lorazepam injection is indicated, periodic blood counts and liver function tests should be carried out. When lorazepam injection is used in patients with mild to moderate hepatic or renal disease, the lowest effective dose should be considered since drug effect may be prolonged. Dosage for patients with severe hepatic insufficiency should be adjusted carefully according to patient response. The use of lorazepam injection may worsen hepatic encephalopathy. Usage of lorazepam in preterm infants and neonates. As we know, lorazepam injection contains benzyl alcohol. Exposure to excess amounts of benzyl alcohol has been associated with toxicity, which can cause hypotension, metabolic acidosis, particularly in neonates, and has increased incidence of kernicterus, particularly in small preterm infants. There have been rare reports of deaths primarily in preterm infants associated with exposure to excessive amounts of benzoyl alcohol. Gasping syndrome in neonates. It is due to benzyl alcohol toxicity. It is characterized by central nervous system depression, metabolic acidosis, gasping respirations, and high levels of benzyl alcohol and its metabolite in the blood and urine. Seizures, intracranial hemorrhage, hematological abnormalities, skin breakdown, hepatic and renal failure, hypotension, bradycardia, and cardiovascular collapse can also be seen. How benzyl alcohol toxicity causes this syndrome called gasping syndrome in neonates? See, first, benzyl alcohol is oxidized to benzoic acid and later to glycine in liver and is excreted as hippuric acid. So the infants and preterm and neonates, they have reduced the capacity to metabolize benzyl alcohol. So hence accumulation of benzyl alcohol happens and it is directly toxic to brain, respiratory centers, bone marrow and heart. So this acts on a pontine respiratory center that will cause gasping respirations. And there is acidosis because of accumulation of benzoic acid. Coming to use in children, lorazepam is not approved by FDA for use in children under 18 years of age as the safety and effectiveness has not been established. Paradoxical reactions are more likely in children. Pediatric patients may exhibit a sensitivity to benzyl alcohol, polyethylene glycol, and propylene glycol components of lorazepam injection. Coming to propylene glycol toxicity. Propylene glycol toxicity may present with lactic acidosis, hyperosmolality, hypotension, seizures, intraventricular hemorrhage, tachypnea, tachycardia, and diaphoresis. So, propylene glycol is a solvent used in the lorazepam injection. So, it is metabolized in liver to lactate, acetate, and pyruvate and is excreted by kidney. In children, the renal elimination is slow. So, there is accumulation of lactate, acetate, and pyruvate. This causes increased serum osmolality and anion gap acidosis, and the following clinical features will come. Like lactic acidosis, hyperosmolality, hypotension, seizures, intraventricular hemorrhage, tachypnea, tachycardia, and diaphoresis. So treatment of propylene glycol toxicity includes hemodialysis. Coming to polyethylene glycol toxicity. Polyethylene glycol toxicity can cause acute tubular necrosis during administration of lorazepam injection at higher than recommended doses. Symptoms may be more likely to develop with patients with renal impairment. So the mechanism of toxicity is the polyethylene glycol is converted to oxalic acid, and this oxalic acid is nephrotoxic, gets deposited in the proximal tubules. It can also cause hypocalcemia, which later causes seizures and QT prolongation. So the again treatment includes dialysis. Coming to use of lorazepam in geriatric patients, elderly have been found to be prone to CNS depression after even low dose of benzodiazepines. For elderly, reduce the initial dose by approximately 50% and adjust the dosage as needed and tolerated. Paradoxical reactions are more likely in elderly population. Use in pregnancy, it should not be used during pregnancy. It is a category D drug. The incidence of premature birth and low birth weights may be increased. Symptoms such as hypoactivity, hypotonia, hypothermia, respiratory depression, apnea, feeding problems, and impaired metabolic response to cold stress have been noted in neonates born of mothers who have received benzodiazepine during the late phase of pregnancy or at delivery. Use of lorazepam in nursing mothers. Lorazepam has been detected in human breast milk. Therefore, it should not be administered to breastfeeding women unless the expected benefit to the woman outweighs the potential risk to the infant. Short-acting benzodiazepine, including lorazepam, are considered compatible with breastfeeding according to WHO. Coming to the adverse reactions of lorazepam, it can cause drowsiness, sedation, pain at the injection site, and paradoxical reaction. A lot of side effects involving cardiovascular, central nervous system, local neuromuscular and skeletal, and respiratory system. Frequency not defined. Central nervous system side effects include disinhibition, disorientation, vertigo, and so many side effects which are the frequency is not defined. The long-term use of lorazepam will cause the following side effects. These are not relevant for acute seizure management. It can include dermatological, endocrine and metabolic, gastrointestinal, genitourinary, hematological and oncologic side effects as well as hepatic side effects. Hypersensitivity, ophthalmic side effect as well as involvement of respiratory system. Coming to the drug interactions of lorazepam, it produces additive CNS depressant effects when administered with other CNS depressants like barbiturates, antipsychotics, sedatives and hypnotics, anxiolytics, antidepressants, narcotic analgesics, sedative antihistamines, anticonvulsants, anesthetics, and alcohol. Opiates and lorazepam. Due to additive CNS depressant effect, the concomitant use of lorazepam and opiates increases the risk of profound sedation, respiratory depression, coma, and death. Haloperidol and lorazepam. There have been reports of apnea, coma, bradycardia, cardiac arrest, and death with a concomitant use of lorazepam injection and haloperidol. Marked sedation, excessive salivation, and ataxia with concurrent use of clozapine and lorazepam. Concurrent use results in increased plasma concentration and reduced clearance of lorazepam with valproate. Lorazepam injection dosage should be reduced to approximately 50% when co-administered with valproate. Lorazepam and phenytoin may increase the serum concentration of phenytoin. Short-term exposure to benzodiazepine may not present as much risk as chronic therapy. With metronidazole may enhance the adverse or toxic effect of propylene glycol. Lorazepam and probenazid, it results in a more rapid onset or prolonged effect of lorazepam due to increased half-life and decreased total clearance. Lorazepam injection dosage needs to be reduced by approximately 50% when co-administered with probenazid. Coming to oral contraception and lorazepam, it may be necessary to increase the dose of lorazepam in female patients who are concomitantly taking oral contraceptives due to increased clearance. Overdosage of lorazepam is manifested by varying degrees of central nervous system depression ranging from drowsiness to coma. Treatment of overdosage is mainly supportive until the drug is eliminated from the body. The value of dialysis has not been adequately determined for lorazepam. Use in status epilepticus. For the treatment of status epilepticus, the usual recommended dose of lorazepam injection is 4 mg given slowly, 2 mg per minute for patients 18 years and older. If seizures cease, no additional lorazepam injection is needed. If seizures continue or recur after a 10 to 15 minutes observation period, additional 4 mg IV dose may be slowly administered. Experience with further dose of lorazepam is very limited. Intramuscular lorazepam is not preferred in the treatment of status epilepticus as therapeutic lorazepam levels may not be reached as quickly as with intravenous administration. For acute active seizures, non-status epilepticus, it is used as an off-label use. IV 4 mg given at a maximum rate of 2 mg per minute may repeat at 3 to 5 minutes if seizures continue. The safety of lorazepam in pediatric patients has not been established. No FDA approval for use in status epilepticus. So what the patient should be informed once the patient is receiving lorazepam. Inform about sedation, relief of anxiety, and lack of recall. The duration of these effects about 8 hours, and be apprised of the risk as well as the benefits of the therapy. Should be warned that driving a motor vehicle, operating machinery, or engaging in hazardous or other activities requiring attention and coordination should be delayed for 24 to 48 hours following the injection or until the effects of the drug such as drowsiness have subsided, whichever is longer. Patient should be advised that getting out of bed unassisted may result in falling and injury if undertaken within 8 hours of receiving lorazepam injection. Other CNS depressants should either be avoided or taken in reduced dosage. Alcoholic beverages should not be consumed for at least 24 to 48 hours after receiving lorazepam injection due to additive effects on central nervous system depression. So this is a summary of the topic. It is labeled used for status epilepticus, off-label for acute seizures. Absolute contraindications include non-anaphylaxis with benzodiazepine, premature infants. Relative contraindications include myasthenia, sleep apnea, closed-angle glaucoma. Technical considerations: protect from light, store in fridge between 2 to 8 degrees, dilute with equal volume of water, saline or 5% dextrose, do not shake, mix by inverting, do not leave unused after mixing, find a good large vein, avoid intra-arterial injection, avoid extravasation, inject by series of withdraw and inject method, rate less than 2 mg per minute, stop if patient complains of pain. Monitoring after administration: watch for anaphylaxis, watch for respiratory arrest, stridor, cardiac arrhythmia, hypotension, watch for paradoxical reaction, gasping syndrome in neonates. Dosing adjustment: reduce dose by 50% in valproate, probenazid, opioids, haloperidol, barbiturates, alcohol, other sedatives, severe hepatic and renal disease. Increase dose in OCP users. This is a slide about lorazepam versus diazepam. So the lipid solubility of lorazepam is low while diazepam is high. So the time taken to terminate seizures, lorazepam takes up to 2 minutes while diazepam takes 10 to 20 seconds. The duration of action for lorazepam is 4 to 12 hours and is less than 20 minutes for diazepam. Stability at room temperature: lorazepam is not stable while diazepam is stable. So diazepam acts faster than lorazepam due to high lipid solubility, crosses blood-brain barrier easily, and due to redistribution to adipose tissue, duration of action is shorter. Diazepam is stable at room temperature and can be easily stored in resuscitation kits in ambulance. One slide about midazolam. Midazolam is very effective in terminating seizures rapidly, frequently less than 1 minute, but it has a short half-life in the central nervous system. Midazolam appears to be quite stable at ambient temperature in ambulances. Intramuscular, nasal, and buccal administration of midazolam 0.2 mg per kg, maximum of 10 mg, are effective alternatives to IV lorazepam when IV access is difficult. So this was proved in a Rampart trial, which showed that IM midazolam is non-inferior to IV lorazepam in terminating seizures. So coming to the case scenarios. The answer to the case scenario number 1 is: a 25-year-old male patient presented with the emergency department with acute seizures. While administering injection lorazepam, he complained of pain. With the reassurance, injection was given. Later, the limb developed pallor and became full. What had happened during administration? The answer was inadvertent intra-arterial injection. Clinical case scenario 2. A 70-year-old male patient following injection lorazepam for acute seizures developed increased talkativeness, aggressive behavior, and hallucinations. What had happened to elderly patient after administration of lorazepam? Answer is paradoxical reaction. Clinical case scenario 3. A premature newborn was given injection lorazepam for acute seizures in peripheral health center, following which he developed breathing difficulty, hypotension, bradycardia, hepatic and renal failure. What had the neonate developed after injection lorazepam? Answer is gasping syndrome due to benzyl alcohol toxicity.